everyone and welcome to my channel. But before starting the video, let me give you a big announcement of this channel because I am making a little difference to this channel, okay? I'm giving it a new face. As from today's on, I'll be giving only book reviews to the channel. I'll be considering all kind of books including any genre like fiction, non-fiction, drama, thriller, horror, mystery, whatever it is, just books, okay? Only book reviews. Alright, and that's been said, let's begin our today's video. And so today, I'm going to be reviewing the first book in the series of Magnus Chase written by Rick Riordan, which is titled as Magnus Chase and the Sword of Summer. And this is the first book in Rick Riordan's new Norse mythology series, and also this is going to be a spoiler-free review. So if you haven't read the book yet, then you might consider giving it a try because it is a very well-written book. I literally cannot start the video without giving a short introduction of the author. So here comes author's introduction. So the author of this book is Rick Riordan, who is a 55-year-old American author best known for writing Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. Riordan's books have been translated into 42 languages all over the world and sold more than 30 million copies in the US alone. The genre on which he writes his all books are detective fiction, mythology, and fantasy. He has been active in writing since 1997. He has won many international awards, and some honorable mentions are Indian Paintbrush Award, Mark Twain Award, and Edgar Award. And here it comes, the spoiler-free plot summary. So the first book in the series, which is titled as Magnus Chase and the Sword of Summer, obviously follows Magnus Chase, who happens to be none other than Annabeth's cousin. Now if you don't know who Annabeth is, then she is one of the main characters in Rick Riordan's previous work of Percy Jackson series and the Heroes of Olympus series. And also in this whole trilogy, you get to see some short appearances of Percy Jackson and Annabeth. Anyway, let's come to the plot again. So Magnus Chase is a 16-year-old boy who, after his mother's death, is living in the streets of Boston, but has been protected by two homeless guys named Bills and Hearts. So during his living days in streets, one day his sweet uncle finds him and takes him with him in order to find a lost Sword of Summer. It's an ancient Viking sword sitting in the Bay of Boston. So Magnus does in fact retrieve the sword, but soon attacked by a fire giant. I won't mention the name of the fire giant in order not to spoil it for you guys. All I can tell you is that Magnus dies instantly. So the reason behind his death is that he has to go to a place called Valhalla. So it is a place where the soul of the dead warrior goes. It's a very sacred place and it's believed that only the ones true from heart can go there. And after some stuff happens, Magnus discovers that he is related to Norse god. Anyway, like every other book of Rick Riordan, the kid in this book also has a destiny to fulfill. He needs to save the world and other kind of stuff like that. So Magnus joins the warriors in Valhalla who are preparing for the Doomsday, also known as the Ragnarok. Now, if you read any of the books of this author, then you probably know that this is the basic structure of all his books, and this book is no exception to that, and it is kind of a spin-off to his previous books. And Magnus Chase is the hero in this book. And here comes my opinion of this book. I found this book really a lot of fun to read. I really enjoyed all the time reading this book. Well, before starting this book, I knew a little bit about Norse mythology, so it wasn't that unfamiliar with me. But hey, don't worry, you don't have to read any other stuff like that, as Riordan provided a short introduction to all his characters in the last pages of this book. So whenever you feel any kind of confusion, just look at those last pages and you'll know everything here. All the characters in this book are very well written, and it kind of gives you a fresh start to a whole new series. Also, the character named Sam, who brings Magnus to Valhalla at the first place, is a very important character. It's also very perfectly developed throughout the book. Overall, I think it's a very amazing book. It will have you stick till the end without feeling any bored of it. I love all the characters and the adventurous journey it takes you to. Now, if you haven't read it yet, I strongly recommend this to you. Doesn't matter if you already read any of his previous books or not. It has its own story, it has its own adventure. I also like the twist on gods such as Thor and Loki and others that we are familiar with, thanks to Marvel Cinematic Universe, for which these characters are so popular these days. And if you don't know much about Norse mythology, then I think that this book could prove to be an educative one on that purpose. And I can't wait to review the second book of this series, which is titled as Magnus Chase and the Hammer of Thor. Obviously because of Thor. And anyway, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next video. Bye.